Welcome to my YouTube channel Heart of Guidance. Let's start today's topic. It is thought that Prophet Noah was born in the fertile lands of Mesopotamia, between the Euphrates and Tigris rivers when the Quran tells Noah's age. It says 50 less than 1,000 in other words. It is known that he lived for 950 years. The Prophet Noah is a descendant of the Prophet Sid, one of the children of the Prophet Adam and Eve. His life comes to the fore in the Quran with his struggle for monotheism against his people. The ship he built in the flood. Noah means to cry, to be sad, to shed tears, and Noah is not his real name, but his pseudonym and nickname. Noah's people and family said this because they upset him with their denial. There is an estimated period of 10 centuries between Prophet Noah, who was known as the second father of humanity, and Prophet Adam ulul aim, that is the highest rank, is known as one of the most important prophets. Noah, who was sent to the society as a prophet, promises to believe in Allah Almighty, to obey His commands, and to invite everyone to do so until the end of his life, just as it is mentioned in the Al-Ara ayat 59. We had certainly sent Noah to his people, and he said, O my people, worship Allah, you have no deity other than Him. Indeed, I fear for you the punishment of a tremendous day. In the Bible, this situation is described as follows: as it was in the days of Noah, so it will be at the coming of the Son of Man. For in the days before the flood, people were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage up to the day Noah entered the ark, and they knew nothing about what would happen until the flood came and took them all away. So why was Noah's mission so difficult? Think about that society in immense wealth, fertile lands that seemed to have no end, and a deep sleep of heedlessness resulting from them during the time of the first man, Prophet Adam. The earth came to life, and the human generation increased after Prophet Idris. People worshipped by following his Sharia and takes care to follow the path of righteous scholars. But we are all mortal. When scholars gradually leave the world, humanity falls into a void under the influence of Satan. They make statues of these deceased scholars to keep their memories alive and to respect their memories, but these statues are deified over time. In the Quran it is said in the Surah Nuk ayat 23, and said, never leave your gods and never leave water Sua or Yagu and Yak and Nasa. These 5 names are probably the names of righteous people who lived in their time, and there is even a possibility that they were prophets who lived in their time, but then so that the names of the people they value are not forgotten. They associate them with a place, and they make idols in the places they associate them with. In other words, over time they turn into idols, and Prophet Noah is then sent to this nation. Thus, for the first time on earth, people began to worship gods other than Allah and associate others with Him. In this geography, these people, spoiled by wealth and prosperity, gain strength from each other and begin to commit all kinds of sins without hesitation. Rich people know no limits in luxury and entertainment. Despite all this wealth and waste, wealthy people do not help the poor and needy. As if all this were not enough, they threatened to stone Prophet Noah. In the midst of all these distortions, Prophet Noah explains God to his people day and night. Prophet Noah tells them that the idols they take as gods will not be of any use. He has no demands in return for what he has done. He only expresses God's commands and continues his invitation. He said, my Lord, indeed I invited my people to truth night and day, but my invitation increased them not, except in flight. Surah Nuh 56. Because those who believed in Prophet Noah were the poor part of the society, therefore they did not want to believe, and they even advised Noah to expel them, the poor. The Quran explains this situation as follows, and O my people, I do not demand from you any wealth, for it my reward is with none but Allah, and I am not the one who could drive the believers away. Surah Hud 29. When Prophet Noah explained the unity of Allah, both his son and his wife did not believe him. This situation is explained in the Quran as follows. Allah sets forth an example for the disbelievers. The wife of Noah and the wife of Lot each was married to one of our righteous servants, yet betrayed them one, so their husbands were of no benefit to them against Allah whatsoever. Both were told, enter the fire, along with the others. Surah At-Tarim 10. Despite this, Noah remains patient until the end. His wife betrays him, his son denies it, and continues to endure patiently for 950 years, and it is reported that only 80 people believed in him. According to the Bible, it is understood from the sentence that those who survived the flood were 8 people. including Noah if he did not spare the ancient world but preserved Noah a herald of righteousness with 7 others when he brought a flood upon the world of the ungodly. 2 Petrus 25. According to Jewish sources, the cause of the flood is the proliferation of human beings and the disruption of order. On earth sins and lawlessness increased. On the earth and all bodies, human beings, cattle, wild animals, and the bodies of everything that walks and flies on the earth became dirty because of these sins. For this reason everything started attacking each other. Everything that comes to human beings' minds has become more and more sinful. People could not think of anything other than sin. The book of Jubilees. v2 The earth became corrupt before God. The earth was filled with lawlessness when God saw how corrupt the earth was, for all flesh had corrupted its ways on earth. God said to Noah, I have decided to put an end to all flesh, for the earth is filled with lawlessness. Because of them I'm about to destroy them with the earth. Genesis 6:1-13. Make yourself an ark of gopher wood. Make it an ark with compartments and cover it inside and out with pitch. This is how you shall make it. The length of the ark shall be 300 cubit 135 m, its width 50 cubits 24 m, and its height 30 cubits 14.5 m. Make an opening for daylight in the ark and terminate it within a cubit of the top. Put the entrance to the ark in its side. Make it with bottom 2nd and 3rd decks. For my part, one am about to bring the flood waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh under the sky, in which there is breath of life. Everything on earth shall perish, but I will establish my covenant with you, and you shall enter the ark with your sons, your wife, and your sons' wives, and of all that lives of all flesh you shall take 2 of each into the ark to keep alive with you. They shall be male and female, from birds of every kind, cattle of every kind of creeping thing on earth. 2 of each shall come to you to stay alive. For your part take of everything that is eaten and store it away to serve as food for you and for them. Noah did so just as God commanded him, so he did. Genesis 6:13. 222. Prophet Noah tried and struggled until the end, indeed until the end, to guide people to the right path, but there came a time when his strength ran out, and he said the following words: O Lord, I am defeated, help me. He begs, but he didn't leave. Based on this sentence there was a tiredness of heart. Here this expression would only be in the language of Prophet Noah. In the Quran, religion is for the poor who have nothing to do. They said, what are high-level men like us doing next to you? These behaviors increase the cruelty of the people. They threatened, if you do not desist, O Noah, you will surely be stoned to death. Noah prayed, my Lord, my people have truly rejected me, so judge between me and them decisively, and save me and the believers with me. So we saved him and those with him in the fully loaded ark. Then afterwards we drowned the rest. Surely in this is a sign, yet most of them would not believe. Surah Ash-Shara 116. 121. God commanded Noah to build an ark to house and preserve his family, as well as every male and female species of land animal, from his punishment of a flood on the earth. Genesis 61,421. There was no water or sea in the region where Noah lived, therefore the unbelievers mocked him and laughed in his face because he built ships on land. Just as they do not accept that prophethood came to Prophet Noah from Allah, they could not understand that Allah had commanded him to build a ship. But Prophet Noah continued to build the ship with great patience. Finally the construction of that great ship, which was built with a mastery that would not have been possible with the technology of that day, was completed. In the Bible the shape of the ship is described as follows: Make thee an ark of gopher wood. Rooms shalt thou make in the ark, and shalt pitch it within and without with pitch. And this is the fashion which thou shalt make it. Of the length of the ark shall be 300 cubits, the breadth of it 50 cubits, and the height of it 30 cubits. Genesis 61,415. And then God commands, and when our command came and the oven burst with water, 1, we said to Noah, take into the ark a pair from every species along with your family, except those against whom the decree to drown has already been passed, and those who believe, but none believed with him, except for a few. Surah Hud 40. According to the narration, when Noah was 480 years old, he received the order to build an ark, and after this order the cedar trees from which the ark was to be built were planted and grew, and the ark was completed only after 120 years. As soon as the ship construction was completed, heavy rain started and the waters were gradually rising. The rain fell and the flood Waters rose around the ark for 40 days. However, Noah and the other inhabitants remained safe. Genesis 7:17-18. Prophet Noah knows what will happen to those who do not enter the ark and wore them one last time while the waters were rising. The prophet Noah's son was still on the shore. Noah called him to faith for the last time and asked him to get on the ship, but his son rejected both faith and his father for the last time, saying, "I will hide on the side of a mountain, you go." Before he could finish his words, a wave took him away. Noah's pain was great. Noah was calling out to his Lord as follows, "My Lord, certainly my son is also of my family. Your promise is surely true, and you are the most just of all judges." God replied, "O Noah, he is certainly not of your family. He was entirely of unrighteous conduct, so do not ask me about what you have no knowledge of. I warn you so you do not fall into ignorance." Surah Hud 4546. Those who disbelieved did not listen to Noah's last calls even as the waters rose and they drowned in the waters. Their arrogance would drive them crazy, just as it drove the devil out of heaven, and they would drown. Prophet Noah's ship was trying to move forward among giant waves. On the day of the flood, it was as if the sky was split open and the earth exploded. Spring waters were gushing from all over the ground. Water was raining from both the air and the ground, and the torment of which the unbelievers were asking, "Where is it?" had come. The waves were so big that they even exceeded the height of the mountains. These waters rose hundreds of meters and swallowed all the idols, temples, granaries and houses of the nation of Noah, along with the unbelievers. The entire Tigris and Euphrates deltas were now underwater. Noah's ark was shaking like foam in the waters of the flood. Those on Noah's ship were not harmed by the flood. The waters flooded the earth for 150 days. Genesis 7:24. The ark serves as a house and fortress for God's people as God floods the earth. Genesis 6146. And Noah prayed, "My Lord, allow me a blessed landing, for you are the best accommodator." Here the following question comes to mind: did the great flood cover the entire earth or a certain region? There are two narrations on this subject. Some scholars believe that the waters covered every part of the earth, but some sources believe that the flood only affected the region where Noah's people lived. Both are possible. In the power of God, the end of the journey is described as follows: "And it was said, O earth, swallow up your water, and O sky, withhold your rain." The flood water receded and the decree was carried out. The ark rested on Mount Judy, and it was said, "Away with the wrong ongoing people." Surah Hud 44. God blessed Noah and his sons and commanded them to multiply and fill the earth, and told them that everything was at their disposal and that they could eat any animal that moved. In return, he asks them not to eat bloody meat and not to shed human blood, and makes a covenant according to this covenant made between God and all human beings through Noah. If people obey the rules that God has declared, a calamity such as the flood will never occur again, and the sign of this covenant will be the rainbow. Genesis 88:13. 9177. According to the Torah, Noah got off the ark and started farming, planted vineyards and grew grapes. Noah lived for another 350 years after the flood and died at the age of 950. Tawan 5131. In Jewish and Christian religious literature, Noah is presented as a righteous and faithful person. Genesis RBA 3077. Among his beneficial deeds are his giving people tools such as the plow, sickle, axe, etc., his calling people to repentance, and his kind treatment of animals. In Islam, the prophet Noah is one of the 5 great prophets who is described in the Quran and hadiths more extensively than the other prophets, and is called ulul Asm. Fossils of marine animals found on the tops of the highest mountains are also cited as evidence that the flood happened. Those who did not believe in Noah were lost with their disbelief, sins, and arrogance. Everyone made their choice with their free will and completed the test. We also make our choices with our free will. Some of us follow the path of prophets and some of us turn to other paths. Some of us learn from the story of Noah. Some of us say it's just an event that happened and ended one way or another. Our test on this world ship floating in the sea of space will end one day. The real question is, will we be among the losers like those who drown in water, or will we be on the side of prophets like those who believed in Prophet Noah? Isn't it time to put our heads in our hands and think and reflect on how our lives have music?